Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live with a live episode of the Raw Rundown here on the Around the Point Network. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. It is August 1st, 2023. Happy August 1st warning day, everybody. I remember this like it was yesterday. This was one of the this will go down as a this was obviously a bust, right? This was like one of the worst segments that TNA ever produced, right? However, it's become a meme in itself almost. It's become like, Impact Wrestling took it, they're taking it on the chin. Pause. If you get what I'm saying. Like they'll admit, all right, we fucked up. We'll go along with the joke. But yes, happy August 1st warning day, everybody. This is a live episode of the Raw Rundown. Like I mentioned, what's going on, everyone? I am Steve, and this is my relaxed buddy here, Big Mike.
No, Mr. Anderson's reaction when he saw Tito Ortiz.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes to he's scratching his head.
You should have seen Sting's reaction. Like no one could
What killed me was Samoa Joe and Rampage Jackson just trying to figure out and Kurt Angle. They were all what the heck?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yes. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media, wherever it is that you are watching this video or the stream, whatever you want to call it. Hit that bell notification. You'll be notified when we go live. Almost every day. Almost every flipping day here. We don't fool around here, folks. We don't fool around. In case you missed it yesterday, we did Steve's Kitchen where we broke down everything that happened over the weekend from Collision, NXT Great American Bash, UFC 291, and of course, Terrence Crawford knocking out Errol Spence to become the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. All that, head over to Steve's Kitchen for that. But this is obviously the Raw Rundown, a Raw review for July 31st, 2023. Raw was live last night from Houston, Texas. This was the go-home show to SummerSlam. Now, Big Mike, what was your overall take on the show? Did this show excite you at all for SummerSlam? Did this show,
I'm excited. I'm excited no matter if the show was great or bad. I'm just excited.
Yes. I mean, overall, I thought, the go-home show, I thought it was an okay show. Nothing to go crazy about. I mean, listen, I know there's some of you out there who are probably at this point in juncture already fed up with the Judgment Day. And I don't know, Mike, if you heard this or not from people. People were like, oh, my God, the Judgment Day are everywhere. They're on Raw. They're on NXT. And then from time to time, they'll be on SmackDown. When's enough of the Judgment Day, right? Considering there was a draft, right, a couple of months ago, there was a draft lottery and all that stuff, and it seemed like there would not be no crossover, but that was a lie.
Well, I got one thing to tell you guys. Who cares about what you think about the Judgment Day at this point? Because they're here to stay. They're telling a side story from the main story, and they so happen to be the side story. So get over it. Watch. Enjoy. Thank you.
That was great, Mike. That was a word of inspiration there, Big Mike. Incredible. But there's a lot to get into. In case you guys are not aware, we'll be live likely later on tonight with night 6 of the ATP G1 Climax Fight in Glory. We're heading to night 6. That's incredible, I know. But overall, Mike, I can't wait for Friday, obviously, for the trip. To me, this was a mid-show. that the crowd was hot for it. Yeah, you can say that too. Again, I thought the show was okay. I'm not gonna go see. Oh my god, the show was like
I did notice. Excuse me. I did notice that in my viewing of the show is that is that they were abnormally quiet through some
so
stuff,
yes,
and it was sort of pissing me off just a little bit.
because it's a go home show. You
Yeah,
would think this would get people excited for Saturday and get people, to again get people.
Like through the Cody and Brock stuff, they were abnormally quiet, and I was like, dude, what? Like,
I don't know if you
don't.
knew Big Mike, but this is one of the main events. This is one of the main
Oh yeah, I
events.
already knew that. I already knew that. Yeah, Cody's a main eventer, and we know Brock's a main eventer, but Cody's a main eventer. So everything that he does is gonna be a main event, which is great. But nonetheless, um, dang, what was I gonna say?
Nonetheless,
Nonetheless, the show was okay.
yes.
Oh, and WWE is regretting not having everything here because we would have been hot for this show Friday, Saturday.
No. I'll give you Friday. Friday, fine. You could do Raw after SummerSlam.
Yeah, you could have gave us Raw after SummerSlam, sure, but you should have gave us SmackDown, SummerSlam, and Raw after. We've been hot for all three.
Yeah,
All three, guaranteed.
I agree 100%.
I've never been to a bad show here. Never.
Regardless of the promotion, regardless
Regardless of the promotion, yeah, never been to a bad show. We
you guys
always represent well here.
well, we're gonna find out in a couple of days.
Yeah, you are
see.
gonna find out.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But also, I don't know. Did you watch? Oh yeah, you didn't get to finish watching it. You didn't finish watch, so I'm not gonna ask you fully. But I did watch the Cody documentary last night, along with Romeo, Justin, and Josh over on True Heat. Um, I'm not gonna go into full detail because I would love to like get the four of us or the five of us, whatever it may be, to do like an extra, if you will, regarding reviewing the documentary,
Do
right?
it Thursday. You can do it
Well,
Thursday.
Thursday predictions is sad, you know what I mean? So we're already doing a lot as it is on Thursday. But I
Well,
will say
Cody's
this.
been on both brands, so it wouldn't matter.
I guess so. I guess we'll see. We'll see. Uh, I feel like there's a lot of revisionist history with you. You're gonna see a lot of it that I caught on to. But that's no
I
here
will
or there.
say this up until what I saw, because I only saw it from the beginning, up until him starting the indies. I will say this: it makes you appreciate Cody's upcoming as a wrestler.
Yeah,
It makes you appreciate it because me and you been watching Cody since 2007
yep.
when he debuted on Raw,
At 19
when
years
he
old.
couldn't win a match,
Nope.
and Vince McMahon had to come out there and threaten his job to his dad. And what happened? What happened, Steve?
Kid turned it around.
Right. Won a match.
Won a match.
Then he joined Legacy.
Yes.
Then
And
that fell through. Then he was dashing. Then he was undashing, which I love the backstory of the undashing character.
yes.
Then he was Stardust. Of course, we all know how he felt about that. Pops died. Then he
Yes.
went on to the Indies.
Yes.
It
And
really
then
makes you appreciate it.
yes. Then people, then they say the rest is history, but that's no here or there. Monday Night Raw last night. again, I thought the show was a solid show nonetheless. But I do agree with Mike. They should have given you guys the Raw after SummerSlam at Little Caesars, unless you guys have another arena in Detroit that they
No,
can put. I'm not.
unless they want to go balls to the wall and say, "Hey, 2 nights at SummerSlam, 2 nights at Ford Field for Raw." They can fill out 60,000
I mean,
for Monday Night Raw.
can I ask you a question? I mean, ever since AEW's run Little Caesars Arena, right, for Dynamite, has
Mm-hmm.
WWE ever returned to that building for like a Raw or a SmackDown or a live event?
It'd be like an off and on year. So last year, I feel like last year it'd be like if AEW's at the top of the year for us,
They'll
they
be
would
there.
either be the middle or the end of the year, and they'll
Oh,
just make it up in house shows.
okay.
So that's what they're doing here. We're getting a big show middle of the year, and then late in the year we're getting a house show
Yes.
or
Renee,
some off city will get a Raw like Grand Rapids or Kalamazoo, something like
yeah.
that.
I met Cody when he was doing his indie run, and he made every person he met feel like they were the most important person in the room. I can agree with that. I met Cody at a Ring of Honor show, Final Battle 2016, and he again and again keep this in mind. There's a long line for people to meet him, but he made time to talk to you. And like Romeo said, he literally made you feel like you were the most important person in the room, which was great.
Yeah, I mean that's when I started watching Ring of Honor. It was around that time.
Yeah. Um, but again, back to Monday Night Raw. The show opened up with Logan Paul and Ricochet. They were just going back and forth on the microphone. Logan Paul insulted the audience, and he pledged to defeat Ricochet at SummerSlam in the most viral match in WWE history. And then Ricochet basically said that Roman um, is a horrible human being. I know a lot of people feel the same way about Logan Paul being a very horrible human being.
Hmm.
For whatever reason, it is what it is. Um, but I did love the back and forth between these two guys, and I love the line where Logan Paul told Ricochet, "Hey, Samantha Irvin's your girl, right? Your fiance, right?
I love that line too.
Yeah, I'm gonna make her say my name at the end of our match." Which I love the line because that just made Ricochet just go off, bro. Right?
Hmm.
And then obviously Ricochet Logan Paul got the upper hand and basically, knocked him down midair with a knockout punch. And again, listen, I mean, will this be the most viral match in WWE history? Not I don't think so. I mean, it'll be a fun match. I do think if you want to go viral with Logan, with the Roman Reigns match at Saudi Arabia,
Yeah,
But other than that, I did enjoy this segment. It makes you want to see what the fuck's gonna go down, and also factor in Logan Paul wants to open the show
yeah.
because he wants to get the heck out of Detroit and make his way to Dallas, see his brother lose, but or win. Who knows? Who knows?
That might be a loss, but no, he's probably gonna win. No, he's gonna win. Yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna
Yes. They even showed a recap of last week between the Imperium, Matt Riddle, and McIntyre. Gunther said that he was disappointed in Imperium, especially Ludwig, for not beating McIntyre last week. Gunther informs everyone that McIntyre is not here and says that Kaiser can make it up to him by beating Riddle. And I love that whole thing, you know, Gunther wanting, putting in some discipline in his
win.
faction. He wants no one fucking around.
I mean, that's what he's known for, man. No more effing around, man.
Yes. Romeo right here. They are capable of doing something athletic and we have not seen before. Could give us a Shane McMahon SummerSlam moment. That could be also as well. That could be that's very true also. Um. So then we did have Ludwig Kaiser versus Matt Riddle. Um. Again, the match was okay for what it was, but was all said and done. Ludwig Kaiser got the win. Hit like this what's that DDT, the double, like the underarm DDT that Andrade did back in the day in the Fed?
Mm,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
mm-hmm. Oh, the
Mm.
name escapes me. The name escapes me.
You gotta say Ludwig Kaiser like Samantha Irvin says it.
Louis Kaiser.
Ludwig Kaiser. The Kaiser roll.
Louis Kaiser.
Roll.
Giovanni Vinci.
Kelsey Green. But yeah, again, good on Kaiser getting the win. Gunther's happy, and we'll see more of Gunther later on in the night. They had Byron Saxton interview Logan Paul about what happened earlier in the night, and he gloats about knocking out Ricochet and claims that it calls him a human-sized fetus, and just walked away. Yes. They even showed a video package that recapped the feud between Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. The same feud that no one knows why it even started. Why are they what are they feuding for? No one knows. But there it was. Right?
No one knows.
No one knows. Absolutely. Where was I here? We had Maxine Dupree versus Valhalla. Valhalla. You know what I mean, Mike. Come on now. Listen. Okay. The Wrestling Bible, the Observer, said they are not pushing Riddle anytime soon because of his personal issues. I see. Thank you, Romeo. I appreciate that. But what was it? Yeah, Valhalla and Maxine Dupree. Listen, I'm not saying these two women, went out there and put on a clinic because they didn't. But for what they were given, I was entertained. You think, Big Mike?
It was fine. Not the biggest fan of both of them in the ring. I mean, Maxine is entertaining. I guess the entertainment factor is rubbing off on her. Nothing too serious of note, like any spots, other than uh, uh, the Viking Raiders and Otis getting into it, and Chad Gable doing a moonsault off of the top
Yeah.
rope, so Maxine can sort of get the advantage. That's probably the only spot and it doesn't even involve her like that really, but it was okay. It was okay.
I for a second there thought that Maxine was going to lose.
I had a little bit of doubts too,
but
you
she
never
pulled
know.
through.
You never know
She
with these
pulled
two
through.
caliber of women. You never know.
She pulled through. And again, it was cool to see Sarah Logan get back in the ring after how long? Right?
Like 2 years.
Even though she's not wearing no wrestling boots.
She's not wearing no wrestling gear.
No gear either. Yeah, so it's fine. We had Ciampa confronting Nakamura in the locker room. He says that he was going to defeat Nakamura tonight and go on to win the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal this Saturday. Nakamura said that it will be him that wins tonight. It wins the Battle Royal on Saturday. So basically, this match, again, you guys know I'm a sucker for Battle Royals, and I'm going to keep on saying that. This is just to put everyone on the show. Get someone's, again, we're putting in Nakamura, we're putting in Tommaso Ciampa, They're putting in LA Knight. I almost called him Eli Drake. I don't know why. Yeah. And Sheamus. Even if I add more names, I would love for them to add some NXT names as well.
You probably will, but you know who's winning this match right now.
Of course I know. Of course. Come on now, man.
Let me
He's
talk
still,
to you.
yeah, Von Wagner. Come on, man. Our boy Von.
Fuck you.
No, come on, man. What are you talking about? Come on, Big Mike. Come on, man. What are you talking?
You. Screw you.
Our
Hey,
boy,
Dijak, take those stupid sunglasses off. We're inside.
It's the point for me.
the point. The point for me. Take the sunglasses off. We inside.
Hey, Dijak, take those stupid sunglasses. It's the point.
I know. But yeah, but they had a match, and again, people will complain, oh, how can you, that's great to beat. That's terrible. They're being relegated to a battle royal. But hey, man, at least they're on the card. What can I say, right? The Judgment Day came out, they cut a promo, right? And they talked about how they're beating everyone's ass on Monday Night Raw. Finn Balor said he's going to leave Rollins scarred after SummerSlam.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Oh, no. Oh, that was close. Ooh, that was close.
You almost ended this broadcast?
I almost hit the exit button on my tabs here, and it would have you would have been on your own for a hot minute, bro.
For like 2 seconds. It don't take you that long. What do you mean you be surprised?
Dominic Mysterio tries to speak, but obviously the crowd booed him out of the building. Rhea Ripley claimed that if anybody tries to get in their way, they should run and hide like Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez showed up and she brawled with Rhea Ripley. And obviously Rhea Ripley got the better hand of her, injured her leg again, right? The Judgment Day was just sort of they were just basically watching the whole thing go down. And Raquel takes the action outside they took the action outside of the ring and she continued to dominate. But
right.
she basically throws her at ringside thanks to some distraction from Mysterio, that being Dom. Ripley's able to clip Rodriguez's knee, and the officials decide to show up and stop all the. But again, she was literally brutalizing Raquel Rodriguez's leg, right? So you literally see Raquel just sitting there in a corner by the barricade, just holding on to her leg, and was basically going like, "I'm going to hell for that."
Christ. Yes, you are. What the heck, Steve?
But listen, from the looks of it, it's a program for Raquel and Rhea. A lot of people, I'm surprised, aren't upset that Rhea Ripley isn't getting a match at SummerSlam. But that's no here or there. Big Mike, your thoughts on that whole segment with Rhea and Raquel and the Judgment Day and all that stuff?
I mean, obviously Raquel's next in line, I guess, and she's running roughshod over everything. Just like how the Judgment Day is. Just running roughshod. So it's nothing really to put to it.
Yeah. We also got a video package that recapped everything that's been going on between Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
This was good. I wish they played it after the turn. Either after the turn or after. Well, obviously they played it after the promo, but I think the promo should have been directly after the turn, then the video package, or something in between. This was good. This was really good.
But again, I thought overall the video package was great. Again, they played it in parts as well. And they said that the match of SummerSlam will be under MMA rules. Now, Big Mike, did you remember a couple years, it was 2 years ago or so, when AEW did an MMA style of a bout between Jake Hager and Wardlow?
It was dog shit.
But you remember that though?
It was dog shit. Yes.
where they had Wardlow do a hurricane run in the middle of the cage.
Yes. It was dog shit.
Now, can you imagine if they did this year?
I think this one to be a little bit better because I think they have figured out a creative way to make it better.
But you don't think they'll
I
do
don't
like
think I don't think the AEW one was well thought out. I think MMA rules. We can make it a little hokey. But
do you think that there'll be like a cage? There'll be like an octagon. You would think, hey, they're partnered with they're partnered with the UFC right now with under the they're both under one banner, right? Under one umbrella. You would think, hey, let's put an octagon out there just for the sake of it, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Who knows? Well, we shall see, Mike. Well, we shall see.
Because I'm trying to think of it, because like the Lions Den match back in the day, the fight pit now. It's like, what do you like? I would love to see them in like a fight pit style match, but I don't know if their styles mesh well in the fight pit.
Yeah.
You do like a Lions Den type deal, like with his name is escaping me right now.
Thatcher?
Ken Shamrock. No, Ken Shamrock.
Could be.
Because he had a Lions Den match with Owen, and then he had it, I think, with Steve Blackman.
Wouldn't it be great though if they can bring out Ken Shamrock to be like the referee or something for this match? Like
that's only if they are on good terms right now. Huh?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great though? Like the visual of that, like
it would be. Yeah, it would be.
Or we get we can get, and he has experience now taking bumps after this past weekend. Herb Dean.
Herb Dean just does a sliding people's elbow when the match is over.
Yep. Or we get a big John McCarthy. I don't know.
I haven't seen him in years.
He has a podcast. He also does commentary for Bellator. Or they should have got Cormier.
Get Cormier again. Yeah, I'll take Cormier. They just got to smarten Cormier up. I think he was a little
marky.
Yeah, a little marky the first go around. Huh?
I mean, can you blame him though, man? Like, come on. Can you blame him? Think about it, yo.
Maybe. I mean, I don't blame him. No. If it was me, I would have acted like Stephen A. Smith on First Take this morning.
I was anyway. I didn't get to see
You didn't get to see that? Oh, Steve, you're missing out.
I wasn't home, dude. I wasn't home in the morning, so
Romeo put it in the chat.
I know that, but I mean,
put the full segment in the chat.
I know. I know. I still have to watch it, but
Paul Heyman was a savage.
That's all I need to know.
Woo! Paul Heyman was on his A game.
Yeah. So we go backstage. We see Alpha Academy celebrating Maxine's victory, and they announced that Chad Gable and Otis will be in the SummerSlam Slim Jim Battle Royal as well. Again, whoever we couldn't get on the show booked in a proper program, we'll just put them in this Battle Royal. And they were interrupted by Imperium, and Imperium makes fun of them. Dupree reminds them, Maxine Dupree, that is, reminds them that Gable is a former Olympian. And Ludwig Kaiser says Gable would in the last 5 minutes with Gunther, that is, right?
Gunther.
And Gunther said that's a good idea. They should have that clock on the wall for an impromptu match tonight. And Gable says Gunther should have Imperium backstage, and he will do the same.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, bro, like I was down with that because it ended up being very good, which we'll get into hopefully in a little bit here. Of course, they had Nakamura and Ciampa. You had Big Bronson Reed watching from a monitor backstage. And of course, as you expect, Nakamura got the win by holding on to the tights of Tommaso Ciampa.
Because you know why? I sort of forgot. I sort of forgot that Shinsuke is sort of turning like he's like a tweenerish, heelish type guy now.
Yeah.
I sort of forgot.
But overall, I mean, again, just to give these guys something to do, being that hey, they're gonna be in that battle royal. They also showed a recap of last week of from Jey Uso and Roman Reigns and all that stuff, which was pretty good as well. So there's that too. There was that. We got Adam Pearce backstage. He checked on Raquel Rodriguez and who was in the trainer's office, right in the trainer's room, getting her knee looked at. And he says that she's currently not clear, but promised her a match with Rhea Ripley as soon as she is. So there you go. The next program. The next program, Mike, for mommy.
Yeah.
Next program for mommy. After this, Mike, we got Brock Lesnar, who comes out for his confrontation with Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
And Brock ran down all his accolades, right? NCAA champion, All-American, right? UFC heavyweight champion, WWE, champion of the world, right? Ran all that down. And he invites Cody Rhodes to come down to the ring to shake his hand. And Cody comes down to the ring and he shakes hands with Brock Lesnar. Lesnar tried to disrespect Cody on his way out of the ring. He just, gave him the shoulder block. You know what I mean? A little.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And this led to Cody delivering a suicide dive to Brock. They were brawling outside, but eventually Brock Lesnar got the upper hand and started beating up on Cody Rhodes with the steel steps and then hit him with the F5. This is what this told me, bro. It told me that Cody Rhodes is going to win.
Duh.
This confirmed it to me now that okay, Brock is winning. My bad. Cody's winning. Cody's winning this whole thing. Considering also the documentary came out, so you want to give again more momentum, right? Also, Cody Rhodes will be, I believe, this Thursday on Good Morning America or Good Day New York. I forgot which one it's going to be, but he'll be on one of those shows. So there's that as well. From there, but Mike, anything you want to add to this? Okay. We got the 5-minute challenge between Chad Gable and Gunther. And here's the thing, like you knew kind of going in where this was going to go. You kind of knew like, okay, these two guys, again, it's Gunther beating up Chad Gable, but Chad Gable found a way to survive. He survived all 5 minutes with Gunther.
Yeah.
And then they had a match. Gunther's like, you know what? Screw this. Restart this. It's going to be a regular match now. And it reminded me a lot of old Chad Gable.
It did. Yeah.
Old Chad Gable. I'm not talking Shorty G. I'm talking American
That's stricken that from the tape.
It brought me back to like Shorty. Not what the fuck? No. American Alpha, Chad Gable.
Right.
It brought me back to that. And I know, like, yeah, he's part of this tag team with Otis right now, which is cool as well. But in hindsight as well, like you kind of wished, all right, they do something with him, right? And you know what? I'll go one step further. If they want to do a program with Gunther and Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title, well, Gunther is not going to lose, but
right.
Chad Gable is going to give him a fight, going to probably bump his ass off for him, make some of his moves look brutal, make the moves look more brutal than what they are, right? Imagine when Gunther just chops the holy hell out of Chad Gable, just the visual of that. Right? Imagine. And also, like Romeo says here, the Alpha Academy, they've been getting a lot of solid time on Raw for a bit now.
Yeah, yeah. Through a small heel run to getting Maxine and transitioning into a babyface team. Yeah, they've been getting a lot of good looks.
They have. And again, I don't mind what I just said though. I don't think it's a bad idea though, because he's beating Drew McIntyre. He's beating Drew.
Right.
After the Drew program, um, something to do until he breaks the record. Now, I'm not saying once he breaks the record, have Chad Gable be the Intercontinental Champion. No, I don't think anyone's asking for that.
Talk about a kick in the balls.
Yes. But yeah, obviously, when the match restarted, Gunther got the win as expected. All right. After the match, Gunther stood on top of the announcers table and cuts the promo saying that he will defeat Drew McIntyre on Saturday, and people should get used to seeing him winning and celebrate his victories. So there was that, Mike. Anything you want to add about that, Mike?
I thought it was a weird choice, kind of making Gunther go through this, have him not be able to beat him in 5 minutes, but I understood what they were trying to do. I love the promo at the end of the second match. It was great for Gunther. I think that's it. That's all I have to add.
Okay. So after this, we got Becky Lynch, and she basically wants her match with Trish Stratus, right? And what do you know? Again, Becky is challenging Trish, right? And Trish comes out, and Trish says that she thought about doing the match now, but then she decided that she doesn't want to do things. Okay, she doesn't want to do the things on Becky's terms. And Adam Pierce comes out and decides that the match will take place right now, and sends Trish to the ring with a referee. We get the match, and next thing you know, man, it ends just like that. As soon as the bell rang, um, Zoe Stark, aka
Jackson Holiday.
yes, hit the call of disqualification. They ended up beating up Becky Lynch. Thank you, Trish. And there was that. We found out later on in the night that they will go at it in 2 weeks from now. In 2 weeks, live from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Yeah.
Now, this got people very upset on social media.
This was probably the one thing I got spoiled on.
Yes, but people, when they heard about this, they seem to be very upset. I don't know if you caught this or not, Mike, on Twitter, but a lot of people
Obviously, I did.
Okay, just making sure, because again, Mike, you just never know. People were
I did,
upset.
though.
People were upset that, oh my goodness, we're not going to have Becky and Trish have a match at SummerSlam. They've been feuding for so long now that you would think, oh my God, they got to have a match at SummerSlam. It's only right. How dare you put these two in a, on an episode of Monday Night Raw? How dare you guys do this, WWE? Right? I must remind everyone right now, WWE are going to be featuring. They are featuring, as we speak, they're having 2 women's matches on the show. And it involves 5 women. And you think about this, right? You're going to have Ronda and Shayna in an MMA rules match. And then you have Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
They want it all, Steve. You should know this by now.
I know, but still, like, and I will, and I know Romeo said this on the watch along yesterday, and I agree. They're doing this in Canada.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. The man who has you blocked is reporting that there was a good reason for Trish and Becky being delayed, but he cannot say he cannot say for now. I think it's even if there's a reason. I will say this. Okay, Raw's in 2 weeks from now will be in Canada. Trish is from Canada. Granted, Raw in 2 weeks from now will be in Winnipeg. Trish from Toronto, and it's fine. I think Roman said this.
Steve, before you
continue
carry on, I would like to say what Romeo said. I feel like there's a deja vu in that comment for somebody that used to say that on this show. You know, tease why they know information, but don't say the information.
Oh yeah. Or the I remember the line, the famous I know something but I can't say it, right? That line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I remember those days, dark days of ATP.
The dark days.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
Well, what time is it right now? Yeah, I am. We don't listen. I will say this: the fact that they're doing this in Canada, I'm fine with it. Had they done this in some random town, I get it. Also, factor in, like I mentioned before, you're getting already 2 different women's matches that are going to be given time.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it, people. Everyone, just chillax. Will you chillax? It's not that deep, y'all, for real. Anything you want to add, Mike?
No.
Of course. And then after this, what else we got here? We got the main event. Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn versus the Judgment Day. I thought the match itself, for what it was worth, it was a good main event. Right? It's a good main event. Near the end, though, they did the whole thing where Damian Priest had Rollins down. And he goes for the briefcase. No. Mm-hmm. He tells Balor, hand him the briefcase. And Finn Balor is like, he goes for it, but hesitates to give it to him.
Yeah.
And when he does, Rollins, in Zayn, they get their momentum, and the match ends, and obviously Rollins and Zayn picked up the W. So again, a little bit of miscommunication is the proper word here for the Judgment Day near the end there between Balor and Finn. I think that's gonna play into that's gonna be a big play as well. At the PLE, I almost said pay-per-view on Saturday. I think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, WWE loves throwing you these curveballs in storylines that when you think you know the decision of a match coming up, they throw something extra in there, make you think about it. And that was one of the things with Finn Balor being hesitant of giving Damian Priest the briefcase. With, of course, Finn Balor's World Heavyweight Championship match coming up, and he don't want any any foolishness. It's like, hey, I want to face Seth, can't face you.
Yeah,
don't want to make it a triple threat.
I don't exactly. Romeo writes here. It's mostly Becky fans complaining. If you notice, they're almost as bad as the Beyonce fans.
They're almost as bad as the Liv fans. So yeah,
They're
yeah.
almost as bad as the Alexa Bliss fans as well.
I was going to say that too.
They're as bad as the Mercedes fans, but they're as bad as the. Never mind, I'm not gonna go there. After the documentary that came out, I'm not. I don't know if you heard the line for what Paul said. Did you hear that line, Mike?
What about
Paul's
the secondary company?
Yeah, I mean, where's the
I mean,
line,
that's
right?
the biggest headline going around wrestling media right now
Oh my
is
god!
Triple H calling AEW a secondary brand. It's like, get over it. They are a secondary brand.
Thank you. WWE doesn't have a U.S. Raw women's and tag title matches on the pay per view. What are they doing? You are right there, Fan World. You are correct. However, they do have the women's championship match between Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca Belair. Right? They do have Seth freaking Rollins and Finn Balor. It's going to be a banger of a match, right? They do
Right.
have obviously Jey Uso and Roman Reigns in tribal combat. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I do also think with Kevin being hurt, I kind of took effect of what's going to happen with the tag title, but we'll see. But nonetheless, guys, that concludes the Raw review. Mike, as far as the grade goes, I'm going to give this Raw a C.
I'm right there along with you.
A C?
Yep.
Okay. Like I mentioned, this is going to conclude the Raw review, the Raw rundown, but we'll be back tomorrow. Well, later on tonight. Exactly. And Night of Champions, not all title got to be on the line. Thank you, Romeo. Thank you very much. Exactly. With that being said, we'll be back live later on tonight around 10 p.m. around after NXT for night number 6 of the ATP G1 Climax. And we'll be live tomorrow with Let's Talk NXT as well. All right. But you guys, again, if you're new to the Around the Point Network channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media. You guys can follow the Around the Point Network on X at AT Point Network. Follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Heel Steven. Big Mike, let them know where can they check you out.
Yeah, you can find me on X. There's no X videos on my X page. So don't worry about that. But you can follow me on X at Detroit Gamer 313. You can also find me on Threads at Detroit Big Mike 313. You can find me here on the Around the Point Network every single day. And hey, it's slowly approaching.
Yeah, it is.
It's slowly approaching.
You
I'm
should
getting
go
excited.
earlier. You guys set Matt to simulate. I don't know if Walter's home yet, so that's why I'm saying 10 o'clock.
Yeah. We'll do it after NXT. I ain't got nowhere to be tomorrow.
Oh, look at
We can
this.
stay up as long as.
We starting early.
Uh-oh.
I say then, you know what? 9 o'clock then. We'll go live at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock it is then. 9 o'clock should be fine, I think. Right? 9 o'clock, I feel
Yeah,
like
9 o'clock's good. In 2 hours, yeah, that gives me enough time to eat and,
Exactly. Do what you got to do. All
yeah,
right.
do what I got to do.
And so we'll see you guys at 9 o'clock. All right. 9 o'clock, we'll see you guys for night number 6 of the ATP G1 Climax Fight and Glory. But
Man, I got a big test ahead of me, man. And the C block, man. What's going to happen in the C block?
Hopefully for me too. I'm hoping there's a loss with my block so I can advance, but we'll see. But that's going to be it for us, guys. Wait a minute. For myself, for Big Mike, for the gang, this has been the Raw Rundown here on the Around the Point Network. And again, once again, y'all, happy August 1st warning, y'all.
Ooh.